We are all packed up and heading back out on the road again. We spent one night at East Glacier, had supper at the little restaurant just down the road from our motel, and breakfast at the bakery that was close to that restaurant. It would have been great to have been able to ride through the park. Unfortunately, the new reservation system made that undoable because we hadn't made a reservation and we were not inclined to be loaded up and ready to go and at the entrance to the park at 6 o'clock in the morning. That was a little too early for us. So here we go, heading off down towards Highway 2 to continue our journey back towards Vancouver Island and home. Glacier National Park and Waterton Park will just have to wait until next time. Meanwhile, we're heading towards those hills, so it shouldn't be such a flat, long, straight drive today. This little red bus that we're passing looks like kind of a fun way to tour the area. That is for anyone that doesn't have motorcycles. I'm doing this video a little differently. It's just 2 days of riding with little to break it up, so I decided to do some experimenting with the audio as well as speeding up the video as I have been doing in some of the recent videos. I'm going to try mixing it up with voiceover and music at the same time, and also try leaving the original soundtrack under some of the voiceover. I'm still learning with each video I edit, and as anyone that knows me well knows, I'm not really keen on doing tutorials, so I still haven't done much in the way of tutorials. However, as I said, with each video I'm learning more. Stanley's pitching in with ideas. He doesn't really care for doing the voiceover himself, as that just doesn't feel spontaneous to him. So, unless I can get him to do a voiceover here or there, I'm sorry, you're just stuck with me. You may have noticed that Stanley gets way out in front of me at times. Sometimes it is just an illusion caused by looking through the lens of the GoPro, sort of like how you can't tell how steep a hill is when you're looking through that lens. Sometimes you can't really tell how close something is, but most of the time I have to admit that it is real. It may be because I have been gawking around when I don't have cruise control set, and so I slow down a bit. And yes, we do have cruise control, and yes, I am trying to learn to use it a little bit more often. It may be that I slowed down to do something with my camera, which is something that Stanley would prefer I didn't do, but sometimes I feel it's necessary, so I do it. Or it may be that I slowed down for a corner or for multiple corners more than Stanley does. I am doing the corners a little faster now, but I still slow down more than Stanley does on the sharper ones. Or it may be that Stanley hasn't yet realized that the speed limit has dropped. And I really don't like speeding tickets. Anyway, whatever the reason, I just catch up and we carry on. The only time he really had to stop and wait for me was going over Beartooth Pass. And that was because of a combination of gawking. I wanted to see everything. Corners, so many of them were 20-mile-an-hour corners, and I tend to take those at less than 20 miles an hour. And I also have an aversion to heights. Luckily, I have a very understanding husband. Libby, Montana. We enjoy riding through small town America. Oftentimes there's beautiful brick buildings and false facades. Not so much in Libby, but it's still nice. My camera accidentally got left on while we were unloading the bikes and moving things into the motel room, so I thought it might be fun to just kind of speed up our actions and you can watch us unload and move stuff in. Also, I just wanted to mention that this motel had the fastest internet I have ever had the privilege of working with. My video produced and uploaded in record time.
Bonner's Ferry motel for the night. Nice little family-run business here. Better hurry up and get spun around because this part was almost dead. At least it's got air conditioning. And that's it, folks.
Packed up and pretty much ready to leave Bonner's Ferry, Idaho. Unfortunately, due to the fact that we have a limited amount of time to get home, we've been spending more time in motels. I would rather be camping, but, well, this motel is kind of like camping. There's trees and breeze and picnic tables, and there's even a little fire pit over here. Of course, with the temperatures being what they are, the fire pit was not in use last night. which was okay because we were tired and ready for a nap. But it's kind of a nice little family-run motel. And I imagine in the colder weather, it'd be nice to be sitting out here and having a fire going. They're doing a lot of renovating, so I think they're using the fire pit here in order to get rid of remnants of boards, which is all right too. And so this is where we stayed last night. Heading out in the heat again to ride towards home. Stanley giving the old thumbs up and ready to roll to the video camera as we get ready to head on down the road. I'm coming out the other side, the other exit from the motel parking lot. There I go. I'm in front for, a couple of minutes anyway, before I pull off to the side, let that car that's between us go on ahead, and Stanley gets back out in the lead again. One day, I might get to lead. Who knows? So this is Priest River, Idaho, where my parents met, where they married in 1939. So I think it's changed a little bit since then. This is where my oldest sibling was born. And so it does hold a special place in my heart. When they lived here, Dad worked up on the fire lookout up on one of the mountains. And apparently every day at a certain time, he would step out on the balcony, look down over Priest River, and he would wave. And at the same appointed time, my mother and my oldest sister, Patty, would step out onto the porch, look up at the mountain, and wave back at him. It was also where he learned to crochet over the radio, talking with one of the dispatchers. And also, it was where he apparently found a mouse inside a can of peas when he opened it. This is Old Town, Idaho, which apparently is a suburb of Newport, Washington. Newport, Washington was where my grandparents, my father's parents, lived when Mom and Dad got married. So that's just a little bit of Beetle family history for you. It's actually kind of nice to be off the prairie and riding on roads where, even though they're often pretty straight, like right here, at least we can't watch our dog run away for 3 days, if we had a dog to watch run away for 3 days. Lake Pend Oreille is a pretty big lake. It took us quite a while to ride by it. More prairie. It seems like we just can't get away from it. I really didn't realize how much prairie there is. Just a little break to refresh the riders and make sure that we're on the right track for where we want to go. We're back on some twisties. Sure gotta love those twisties. It's always pretty when you get to ride alongside flowing water. Just so you know, when you don't see Stanley in front anywhere, that generally means that he's the one doing the filming. It's not that I've gotten left way behind. To feed the beasts again. Another small town America, this one with interesting Western style buildings, brick buildings, false facades. It was really kind of neat. back on the open road. Not quite prairie, but darn close. Oops, I think Stanley missed that 35-mile-an-hour sign. Oopsie, oopsie. Looks like he figured it out by the time he got to the 25-mile-an-hour sign. We never got any video of our motel in Omak, Washington. After a long 2 days of riding without any interesting stops along the way, I think we were just too intent on getting settled in and finding something to eat. It was a nice little motel. They told us there was Wi-Fi and even gave us a password. However, there wasn't really any Wi-Fi. Maybe in their office, but not in our room across the parking lot. So I kind of got a break from trying to produce videos and had a rather relaxing evening. So I'm going to end this video here with us still riding along, enjoying our adventure on our Goldwings. And I hope you enjoyed the changes that I've made to the video style, and hopefully it all comes out well when the video is produced.